All righty. So jumpstart with power, our second check-in. How's everybody doing? Thumbs up, thumbs down, kind of don't really know. All righty. So for our second check-in, we're just going to go over rules, regulations. We're going to go over what we're having issues with, things of that matter. Okay. All right, let's go forward. So again, remember that here are your rules to the challenge. We signed a behavior contract. If you have not sent that to me, please make sure that you do send that. We're giving up one vice and we're picking up one positive habit. If you would like to pick up more positive habits, you can sure do so. We're admitting some folks. Sorry, you guys. Let me get on in there. All right. So, and then we're going to track and report our goals weekly. We're going to go over some of our tracking tools and make sure that everyone has those available and ready to go. And then you must attend all the virtual check-ins. So if you know anybody that is on the call or anybody that is your accountability partner and they're not on, shoot them a text or a call, tell them to get on in here before we get off. And they can still qualify for our prize. All righty. So next, here we are. How y'all holding up? Is motivation a problem? Have you struggled with your vice? Do you need more accountability? Are you lacking resources and instructions? Those are all things that I have heard so far that are happening with our challenge. So we're going to go over all of those things. All right. Motivation is a bit low. I know for me personally, my motivation is a bit low and it's just the time of year. It's a lot going on. It's trying to get the first of the year going, but the first of the year still feels like last year. So one of the things that helps is finding tips and tricks to use to maintain or to increase your motivation. Staying motivated to keep going is harder than the task at hand. I can attest to that, and that's how I'm feeling right now. The motivation I need to do my task, the task itself, working out, the task of eating a little bit better, getting rid of potato chips for 21 days, that part is hard. But the motivation that I'm lacking is harder than actual tasks that I'm trying to do. So here are some tips to motivate yourself. Plan, plan, plan. Whenever you are embarking on a new part of your journey, make sure that you plan that out. That plan can be, okay, I'm going to get a calendar, add what I want to do into the calendar. I'm going to plan my day out based around these goals that I'm trying to reach. I'm going to plan my hour out. So in 30 minutes, I'm going to drink 8 ounces of water. In another 30 minutes, I'll do this. At 12:15, I will do this. Planning, you can plan down to the minute, or you can plan by the month, or you can plan by the week. It just depends on you, but you must make a plan that fits you and yourself the best. All right, next, adapt a mantra. So with adapting, so a mantra is simply a phrase or a saying or a quote that resonates with you or makes sense to you that keeps you going. You can find one on Google, you can find one in your favorite book, you can, anywhere that you see something that motivates you, find that, write it down, write it at the top of your notepad, put it in your phone to have it when you have a alarm show up, that mantra shows up, say it to yourself. So one of my mantras is, whatever is meant for me is on its way to me. So meaning whatever is meant for me, I may get distracted and see someone else has a bigger following or someone is doing something different or whatever, and I get discouraged. I say to myself, whatever is meant for me is on its way to me. And that helps me get through that particular moment. It may not get you through for the next hour, but it gets you through that moment. So adapt a mantra, pick something that works for you, that motivates you or gets you through to the next moment. Know your peak hours. Peak hours for some individuals are different than others. If we look at society, Western societies or the United States, peak hours tend to be between 7 and 9 a.m. and then between 5 and 7 p.m. Usually people are coming to work or getting off work. Some people may say, hey, at lunchtime, I'm thrive at lunch. That's why I skip my lunch, because that's when I feel the most motivated. That's when I have the most energy. Look at your day and see when you have the most energy to work out. See when you have the most energy and motivation to do certain things. Get the hardest task you have done during that time. So my peak hours are 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I can get the most done. I can multitask. My brain is on go. I've gotten a lot of things that I can get done. And I have the most creative juices flowing at 2 o'clock. 6 p.m. I'm not for none of it. I'm shot. All of that creative juices, everything is gone by 6 p.m. I am depleted. If I spell my name correctly at 6 p.m., it's a good day. Okay, so know that about yourself. Figure out, when do you get the most work done? When do you feel the best? What part of your day do you have the most energy? When you figure out those hours, that's when you incorporate what you're trying to do and bring your goals into those particular hours. All right, this next one is hard to do and it's easier said than done. Embrace challenges. They will come. That's a guarantee of life. Challenges are going to arise. Challenges are going to happen in this process. You're not alone in that. Everyone is experiencing challenges, whether it's in life, there's challenge, work, home, wherever. Challenges are going to come. If you accept and embrace that they're coming, when they show up, it won't feel like you're so taken aback. So know that they're going to come, but you're strong enough to overcome them. Be positive towards yourself. Give yourself a little grace. Be positive, where in your mind you may say, oh, I need to do better. Instead of saying the phrase, I need to do better, how about you say, you know what? I'm going to try something different. I need to do better at eating. I need to eat better. I'm not doing good on that. Instead, say, you know what? I'm going to try something different for dinner tonight. Let me go ahead and try to eat these 2 vegetables they're trying to keep hollering at me about. Try. When our brains hear the word try, that gives us a sense of, okay, I can at least try. I may not do exactly what I set out to do, but at least I tried. When you say I need to do better, that puts you at a negative thought process, which puts you behind and your motivation is still lacking. If anything, it goes lower. So change the way that you're talking to yourself. Be more positive. For every negative thought you have about yourself, you need to follow that right up with a positive one. Okay? If you are incorporating exercise into your challenge, exercise the way that suits you. Don't try to adapt the way of exercise because you heard this person is doing that. Don't adapt to this particular exercise because I heard someone say it was a good idea. Do your research. Find what works best for you. If walking on the treadmill, if getting on the cardio cycle, if dancing, whatever floats your boat, whatever gets you through that 30 minutes, whatever makes you feel better when you work out, do that. I'm trying a different workout routine this week. I'm going to be honest, I don't like it too much. So in knowing that I don't like it, I have made adjustments. I've added music. I'm trying a different, I'm following someone online. I'm trying a different person to see if I like their way of doing it better. So find a way that works for you. Just because in your mind or you heard, you think, oh, that's going to work for me, that's great. And you tried, it doesn't work, just readjust. Do not quit, but exercise in the way that works best for you. All right. And for some of you, it will help to exercise with someone else. That's a form of accountability. That's an accountability partner. You're less likely to let them down, or in your mind, you don't want them to feel like you're letting them down. So you will commit to exercising, or at least going, because you don't want to let someone else down. So exercise with someone else, even if you have to do it virtually. Let's be safe. We understand Corona's still real. If you have to set up your phone and y'all are FaceTiming and you're exercising in 2 different areas, if you have to set up a Zoom call and you're exercising and they're exercising, it may not be the same, but it's as close as we're going to get while trying to be safe. So exercise with someone else. Even if you're at the gym and they're at home, check in with each other. Hey, are you still going? Hey, keep going. All right, you got it. Give each other that motivation that you're looking for. All right. Okay, nexty. My vice versus myself. I don't know about y'all, but this potato chip, giving up my potato chips is really working on me. I have learned that it's more than just the taste and the flavor and the chew and all of that. It's more than that with potato chips. It's when I'm stressed, I want potato chips. I'm an emotional eater. Who knew, right? So my vice versus myself. On the story that got you to this vice, I understand and know that I like potato chips and I may eat them more than I should, but I also understand that eating potato chips isn't necessarily for the taste, it's for the fact that when I'm stressed, that's one of the few foods I can actually eat. And it doesn't make me feel bad. It doesn't hurt my stomach. I had to learn that throughout the years. So now this is what I want to go with. This is what I'm going to stick to. And sometimes I go overboard. So ask yourself, why did you choose this particular vice? Of all the ones that you've zoned in on and said, this is the one I want to work on, why did you pick this one in the first place? Like I said, I picked this one because it didn't mess with my stomach that much as anything else that I've tried. Boom. That's the reason why. If someone is a smoker, it's because I tried it at 15 and I never was able to stop. If someone likes to take a drink every night, it's because it relaxes me. It brings me back down. You know, it brings me back to my peace or something like that. Whatever your vice is, ask yourself, why did you choose that particular vice? Okay, next, acknowledge that this is difficult. Just acknowledge, hey, this is tough. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. Ooh, this is something else here. Acknowledge it. Whenever we are faced with a difficult situation, a problem that's in life, or also in our everyday things that we go through, we never give ourselves a chance to just, this is hard. We'll tell someone else, hey, this is hard. Oh my God, I don't know. And we feel like we're complaining. But give yourself that grace and say, this is harder than I thought it was. And adjust and move on. But give yourself that. It helps you to understand this is hard, and it helps your body and your mind get to the point of, okay, the last time we had something hard, this is what we did and we got through it. So I'm pretty sure I can get through it again. Give yourself that grace. All the individuals on this call, everything that everyone on this call has gone through, whether you know the other person or not, you have been through the absolute worst. You have been through harder situations. You got through that, right? You'll get through this one. So remember that one. Also, remove yourself from the vice and see what does it cost you. Whether that's monetary, whether that's time, whether that's your energy, whatever that is, that's spending time with your family. So for example, a smoker. We know cigarettes are expensive. We know if you're smoking cigarettes and other people don't smoke, you have to kind of distance yourself from them. We also know with cigarette smoking, you are taking time off of your life. No judgment, just stating the facts, right? So smoking isn't just costly financially with money, it's costly in other ways. Think about how much time you have someone, if you know someone that's a smoker, and how many times they go, okay, I'll be right back, I gotta go outside. How long is each smoke break? How many minutes is that? Those are minutes you could have spent with this person. Those are minutes you could have been on a phone call. That's time. So step back from your vice and see how much it is costing you. It's not just about getting rid of it for the sake of getting rid of it. It's also to look at the fact that, hey, what is this costing me other than money, other than whatever else? So me versus my vice. You are bigger and stronger than your vice. I know it doesn't feel like it, but I guarantee you are. Okay? All right. Accountability. Do I have enough? Do I have too much? Let's take a look into accountability. How does accountability help? There are 13 top things that accountability helps. It adjusts your mindset. So it helps you adjust and see, okay, I need to take time from here and move it over there, or I can spend more time doing this. It establishes a long-term goal. So for 21 days, I will get rid of this and I will incorporate this. 21 days is a goal, and it's a longer goal than a day, a week, an hour, something like that. Short-term goals. Hey, so this week, I'm going to do Pilates. Next week, I'm going to do HIIT training. That's short-term goals. Those are goals that you set for a short amount of time. It defines your values. What means the most to me? What am I missing? What do I want to incorporate more of? What do I feel like I need to do more of or become better at it? You create lists. You set out and you say, okay, if I'm going to eat better, I need to go to the grocery store and get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so on and so forth. Also, finish one task before you start another. As we stated with the rules, you pick up one, you get rid of a vice, and you pick up a positive. Of the group of positives that we offer, once you get through with your 21 days of exercising, you can pick up eating better. You can pick up something else. So that's why I said one vice for one positive habit. Once you're done with those, then you can move on to something else. But you build on top of the positive habits that you do start. Track your progress. That's why we ask to use the trackers. That's why we ask to use the apps, or if I'm going to talk a little bit later about how I want you to track if you can't use the apps. It tracks your progress. It lets you see where you've gone. It lets you see where you started from. Take progress pictures, take pictures of yourself, or look at pictures you had from 10 years ago to today. I know on Facebook, they're having a 10-year challenge right now. That's looking at a picture from then to now. Look how much you've changed. Look at how much you've gone through in 10 years. You get to track your progress when you have accountability. You create a self-reward system. Now, I want y'all to think back to your contract that you signed. Doesn't all of these things sound like that contract we've already done? You actually have already done these 13 things if you filled out your contract. Half of your battle is already done. You've created a self-reward system. So whatever you said you were going to reward yourself with, you've already got that in mind. Ask your colleague, a trusted colleague or contacts for feedback. Who did you say you would have a conversation with? Me or Mr. Mario? We're not going to talk to anyone else about your goals, about what you've done and what you did. You've already got that in place. Hold someone else accountable. Now that one's something new. Hold someone else accountable. When you see someone and say, hey, you doing a challenge? Have you turned in your paper? Have you sent in your screenshots for this week? It doesn't have to be bombarded and don't intrude, but it's just a quick little check-in. Hey, you doing what you got to do? It's an email. I sent mine in. What about you? Something simple. And do that with someone that you know y'all have a rapport of doing that with. Prepare yourself for a successful day. Start your day off with a plan. Even if everything goes off the rails with that plan, at least you can say, I tried, I set myself up to have a successful day. Start your day with whatever keeps you the most calm. If making your bed and brushing your teeth with calming music starts your day off great, do that. Having a good breakfast starts your day off great, do that. Start your day so that the rest of your day is productive and as successful as it possibly can be. And 13, use an accountability application. That is your contract. This you signed on the dotted line saying these are the terms in which that you are going to do for yourself. If you have not turned this in, this is why we did it. These 13 rules, these 13 things are why we did the contract. Is to ensure that you have accountability in place before you even start it, okay? Now over here, what does accountability help? It can help you evaluate your quality of work. You can go back and look and see, okay, the first week I ate horribly. The second week I got better. The third week I was on goal for everything that I was supposed to hit. I had added my veggies, I had lean protein, I had all these things. You can see what you've done. You get to grade yourself and say, hey, I got better over time, or I got worse, or it changed. You can support the efforts of other people. So when you see someone that's doing a challenge with you, you can say to them, I see you, okay, I see you losing weight. Hey, look at you eating an apple. I haven't seen you eat an apple ever. Look at you. That's a way of building your community. The same way we uplift our community members and we go out into the community and do things for them, this is a part of that as well. You can increase your self-confidence. We all need a little self-confidence boost. By learning the ways you complete your goals and fulfill your obligations, you're learning yourself every day. When you realize I completed a goal, that makes you feel a little better. You sit up a little taller. Your shoulders are out, your chest is stuck out a little bit. It may be small to someone else, but to you it's a big deal because you know you're expert on you. All right. You learn more important knowledge. So you're learning yourself, like I said earlier, through honing in on those self-management skills that we're working on, because that's pretty much what we're doing, you learn more about yourself and you learn, okay, I am not good at time management. I am not good at holding myself accountable. How do I fix those two things? Okay, I'm going to set more alarms. Okay, I'm going to tell my coworker, I'm going to tell my cousin, hey, call me at this time so I will go work out. Whatever that looks like for you. Once you learn what your shortcomings are or what you would like to improve, then you can set a plan to fix that. All righty. Next, going to go over some resources and instructions for this challenge. If you haven't seen the chat, make sure if you have any questions throughout the recording, make sure that you put the questions in the chat and I'll go over them at the end. We have a section for questions. That's why I'm kind of speeding through this, is so that we can get to those questions. I think that'll be more valuable for you guys. Okay, instructions. If you are having a problem or having problems with the apps, so I know it was reported to me that Calm tries to make you sign up for a premium app, this and that. You don't want to, you don't have to. So as a way to combat that, also, if you are not tech savvy, you just try apps, it doesn't work, it's just not your thing, use your phone's camera. So use the camera. What I want you to do is take a picture of whatever your positive habit is that you were supposed to be using your app. Take a picture. If you've drank 4 bottles of water, take pictures of those 4 bottles of water completed. If you are trying to incorporate more vegetables and fruits into your meals, incorporate that. Take a picture of your meals with the vegetables on them. Make sure that you do that. All right, add someone to the chat. Hold on, let's go back real quick. Okay, all right. So like I said before, for example, if you cannot put your food into the MyFitnessPal app, take a picture of every meal and send it in on Fridays. So take a picture Monday for breakfast, Monday for lunch, Monday for dinner. Take those pictures. They will be saved to your camera roll. Once Friday gets here, you select the pictures from Monday, you select the pictures from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you send those in to the email powerlifeofms@gmail.com. Anything that you're tracking, use your pictures. The reason being is because at the top of your pictures or somewhere on your pictures, it's a timestamp. It has the date and the time that the picture was taken. If we cannot see that, you could take a picture 2 weeks ago and I wouldn't know. So that's also a good way of tracking your progress. You can track anything that way, just as long as you make sure it has a time and a date on that. Most people know how to take pictures on their phone if they don't know how to work an app. So use your pictures on your phone. Okay, and send those in every Friday until the 31st. If you have not sent those in from last week, go ahead and get those sent to me before this Friday so that this Friday you can send in the ones from this week. Okay, how do I take a screenshot? All right, I'm gonna let you all follow along on my screen in a second, but what you want to do to take a screenshot, everyone has different phones. I have a work phone, I have a personal phone, my cell phone, I have an iPhone, but it's a different one than Bob has, and I have a different iPhone than this person, and the way they take screenshots may be different from the way I take screenshots. So you go to YouTube, you type in the search bar, how to screenshot for your particular model of phone. So if you have the iPhone 8S Plus 3000, go to YouTube, type in the search bar, how to take a screenshot for the iPhone 8 Plus 3000. And it will give you a video of how to do it for your particular phone. There are a lot of phones out there. There's no way for me to know every single one and how to do it. And then there's multiple ways to take screenshots on certain phones. So the best thing to do is go to YouTube and watch a video on how to take a screenshot with your phone. Okay? How to take a picture of your plate. I'm gonna let you guys follow along with my screen here. Let's see. So I actually have a participating plate here of food. All righty. Have a backup plan, okay? All righty. So let's go back. So I'm gonna show you all my plate. So here is my plate, right? This is the plate I'm gonna have for dinner. So we have chicken breast, baked potato, broccoli, and tomatoes, right? And then we'll have some grapes as a little snack or a little dessert after, something sweet, right? So what I would do is I would go to my camera app. So you can see my camera there, right? So what I would do is take a picture of my plate. Once I take a picture of my plate, then what I would do is send that off to my email, or just that's you're done. At the end of the week, you should have 3 to 4 pictures for every day of that week, Monday through Friday. If you're going Sunday, however you're doing it. Monday, I have 4 pictures. If you're eating 3 meals and a snack, Tuesday, I have 4 pictures, Wednesday, so on and so forth. At the end of the week, you go through and you tap all those videos, all those pictures, and send them in to me. Simple as that. If you have any complications or any issues with that, let me know. Hopefully I can talk you through. We may have to get on a Zoom call and I'll show you actually how to do that, but you just let me know. Also, if you talk to someone else and you can get some help with them to show you how to do it, great, but just let me know and we'll be sure to get those questions in. We'll be sure to get that together. All righty. Okay, remember, any questions you have, put them in the chat and we'll go over those in a second. All right, now, so for those of you who are having issues with the Calm app for the meditation portion, if you couldn't get it to act accordingly for you, or it was just too much, or try to get you to subscribe, don't worry about it. Here's another option for you. You're going to go to YouTube and you are going to go to the search bar and you're going to type in Great Meditation. This is a meditation page that gives guided meditations, and it is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 minutes. It just depends on which one you pick, but you'll go in and you'll type Great Meditation. You will press this button here or the enter button, and this page will pop up. This is the logo. This is the name. This is the one we're going to go with. You can choose any one that you want, any meditation that you want, but this one's just a little easier to go with. It's easy name to remember, Great Meditation. So once you go there, you're going to go down and scroll and you will pick your particular video that you want to see. Over here, this is what a screenshot of the end of that video looks like. So this video here is this one here. So once I finished the meditation, see it's 10:05, I finished the meditation, the red circle is at the end. I took a screenshot showing that that was the end of the video. Now for this, I had to crop out the time and date, but you can see here in this screenshot, it gives me the time that I took this picture, okay? So that is how we screenshot. This is what your screenshot should look like, okay? You can crop and do what you want, but I want to make sure that at the end, if you choose not to use the Calm app, make sure you go to YouTube. And if you are saying, I'm going to meditate every day, and you need to show that you're meditating every day, this is the way to do it. Taking a screenshot or a picture of the end of your meditation for that day. Okay? Any questions? Go ahead and put them in the chat right now. All right, I'll give y'all a few seconds to look at that if you want to take a picture on your phone. I am going to send this PowerPoint out to email, as well as a link for the replay of this video. And also make sure when we send out our Zoom links and things like that for meetings, make sure you put them in your calendar, put them on your radar to remember. because remember, this is the biggest way that you are going to qualify for the gift card. If you're not attending these, then you do not qualify for the gift card. All righty. Few more seconds and then we're going to pop right. Let's go on to the next. So now we're going to have resources and instructions. So for those of you who have picked adding 2 vegetables or more vegetables to your plate, even if you have not, these are resources I want you all to just go and peruse through and look at and see what you can get from these. ChooseMyPlate.gov is actually how I do all of my nutrition information for anybody. This actually is a game system that shows you how to make your plate, and it is based off of myplate.gov. The food pyramid that we used to have that had so many servings of this and so many servings, so on and so forth, they got done away with that. And now it's My Plate. My Plate is to show individuals what to put on their plate to give them a more well-balanced diet. Then you have nutritionfacts.org. Nutritionfacts.org, really, they lean towards more of a plant-based lifestyle, but they do give you great information. They give you good nutrition facts. It teaches you about if you're concerned about sugar, if you're concerned about diabetes, you're concerned about your fat intake. This gives you great facts on what actually happens to your body with these certain foods and with these certain macros and micronutrients, okay? Nutrition Facts, actually, they had a webinar back when we were in 2020 that everyone had access to. They did, every week they would talk about different plant-based ideas, how to structure your plate, how to eat healthier, how to incorporate more vegetables. My Plate and nutritionfacts.org actually have apps, and they have options for games for children. And if you're grown-ups do them too, they're fun to me. But for children, they have options, so kind of like mind games and things like that. Really good websites, really good information on those. So if you can't get access to me or have a session with me, this is the next best thing. I go to them all the time. Actually, they send me emails every other day. All right, youtube.com for your meditation videos. This is actually the link to go to for the meditation the picture I showed you a few seconds ago. This link takes you to that, so you don't even have to look it up. Like, again, I said, I will be sending this PowerPoint out, so you will have this link available to you. But make sure that when you're doing your meditation, this is where you go to, or you could just type in to YouTube, guided meditation. Make sure you are saying guided meditation. That guided Okay, there we go. Like I was saying, youtube.com/meditation. This actually is the website that you go to. You can click this link. Once I send out this PowerPoint, you can actually click this link, as you can see, and it will take you straight to the website. We'll go ahead and do that now. There it is. So it takes you straight on to it. Here we go. It loads itself up. And you're going to come down to right here. As you can see, great meditation, guided meditation. And you click here, and there we go. And you can pick which meditation.
Begin this meditation.
As you can hear, she gets right to it, straight from the jump. Okay. Also, I'll show you this. This is My Plate. This is what the website looks like for myplate.com. Really pretty website. It separates everything out for you. This is one of my favorite websites when it comes to eating healthy and healthy living. Okay. We'll take that on down. All right. If you want to take a picture of these websites, you can, or you want to write them down. I'll give a few seconds for that while I check the chat. Okay. All right, I see one question so far. If you have a question, this is the time to go ahead and put it in the chat. I will open it up for people to ask questions in a second, but go ahead and put it in the chat. That's the easiest way to do that, okay? There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. All right, okay, here we go. Next slide. Okay, now it is y'all's turn to give me a shout out, to talk to me a little bit, tell me what's going on there, anything so far. All right, going on now. So I will answer the questions from the chat first, and then I will go on to your questions personally, okay? All right, so first question. If you forgot to screenshot last week's meal, what can you do? Can I change my vice? I'm afraid my vice is too broad and I need to change it to a specific vice to give up. Okay, so answer the first question. If you forgot to screenshot, this is what I need you to do. You are going to have to go back and do some retroactive work. Now, because of that, we have to remain fair. Equal isn't always fair all the time. If you forgot, go ahead and be honest and say, I forgot. That is something, because if someone did do theirs last week, it's not fair for you to be put into the chat, into the running for that gift card as well. But what I want you to do is go back to last week and write down, type out, send me an email with that information, what you did consume last week. Really think hard and long as to what you did consume last week, and make sure you're doing it in the same way. What did you have for breakfast on Monday? What do you have for lunch on Tuesday? So on and so forth. So be very diligent and really think hard to that week. This is why you need to take pictures of your food as you eat, because it's going to be hard to try to go back and remember what you had last Monday. Okay. Can I change my vice? This is what we'll do instead. Instead of changing the vice altogether, we will just be more specific with the current vice that you chose. So if you chose, I'm not going to eat sweets, okay? Let's see, I'm not going to eat chocolate bonbons. I'm not going to eat this. I'm not going to eat that. That's just a very broad example, but we can always hone in whatever your vice is and make it more specific. We don't want to change at this point. We want to make sure that we go ahead with it. Typically, if you want to change your vice, it's because it feels like it's a little too difficult, but I promise you it's not. We just have to be more specific and go into your vice and really check into it. That's something we can do on a personal note. Okay, next question. What are the recommended amount of protein, carbs, fiber, sugar, and fat per day is needed? Here's the thing with that one. That is person by person basis. That I can tell you, sure. Internet's going in and out. Hopefully this helps fix it. Okay, so the question was, what are the daily recommended values for carbs, fats, proteins, this and that? To be very honest with you, it is an individualized basis. So that means it is dependent upon your body, your goals, your body type, as well as your height, your weight, those type of things. So it's very individualized. There are recommendations for the average American, but none of us are average. Just to be honest, we're all above average people. So that isn't a one size fit all. In order for you to find that out, there are a couple of different resources. MyFitnessPal actually can calculate that for you. You just have to go into your settings and put in your height, your weight, your goals, how much weight you're trying to lose, if you're trying to lose weight, if you want to maintain weight, if you're trying to gain muscle. That also affects what your macro and your micronutrients that you're trying to consume. If you're trying to gain muscle, then you're going to need more protein than says someone that's trying to lose just regular weight. So that's an individualized thing. If you want to get that information for yourself, let me know and I can assist you with finding that information and show you how to get that information for yourself. So that's a very individualized thing. I can't tell you the same macros I need is going to be the same for 3 other people on this chat. Every single person is going to need something different. So and it also depends on your health condition as well. So whereas I may need more sugar in my diet, or I may need a higher count of carbs, someone that is diabetic or pre-diabetic may not need the same amount of carbs because of the blood glucose numbers. So that also takes that into account as well. So that's why it's very specific and individualized. So if that is something you would actually want for yourself, send me an email and we will schedule a time or a call, or we can converse on how to get those numbers for you. Okay. All right, let's see here. Checking out, do we have any more questions? If you have a question, make sure to either unmute yourself and ask. At this point is for y'all to ask me anything that you want. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can always send me an email, but I'm pretty sure if you have a question, someone else has that same question. All right, we're gonna give it a few more seconds. Let's see here. I'm so glad that y'all hopped on today. Thank you so much for coming in. I know it has been a weird couple of days. It's just been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on for the past 3 years, but I am very encouraged. I love your questions. Nothing has been out of the ordinary or weird for me. I thank y'all so much, and y'all should be proud of yourselves for actually taking this on and actually attempting it. You can continue doing this, or you can restart after our 21 days is over. That's totally up to you. This is not a one-time thing. If you want help afterwards, continuing, you let me know. We can do that as well. All right, I don't see any questions. Like I said before, I will be sending all of this information out to your email. If you have any questions or you have an individualized thing that you want to go over, please give me a call, shoot me an email, and we will schedule a time to do that. Okay. All right. Well, that is all we have for today. Thank you so much for hopping on here for us. We really appreciate you. All right, give me 1 second. Let me make sure I got everybody in the chat and everybody is in here looking good and beautiful, handsome, beautiful, all of the people. Thank you guys so much for participating today. All right, if there are no more questions, y'all can send me an email or a call, and I will see y'all later, okay? Bye.